never gonna ever be us. Never gonna ever be something. I listened to her new album all the way through this morning. I was very excited for it to come out. Straight to my heart, it cuts me. Okay, we're gonna start now. Hello, my name is Ashley, and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about Tate McRae. Yes, we are going to be talking about her and all of the kind of controversies she's been facing. It's a very niche controversy, I would say. And I just want to put my 2 cents in because I'll just start off right on the bat. I love Tate McRae. I think she's great. I love her music. She really reminds me of the 2000s stuff, and that's kind of nostalgic for me. So here we are. And I love her style. I love her music. I love her lyrics. I think they're great. And actually, her album came out the day I'm recording this, Friday. And so it's called Think Later, and it just came out, and it's really good. I listened to it this morning. I listened to some of it last night because I was up way too late, but it was really good. It was really great. And a lot of people don't know who Tate McRae is, or just heard of her, or just know her because of the song Greedy, which took off on TikTok. And that's where most people know her from. Most people don't know her outside of that. So a lot of people have been asking or talking about online that she's an industry plant. Now, I don't know what an industry plant is. Before doing this or looking into this, I didn't know what an industry plant was. And so I looked into it, and I can tell you the definition. So the definition is, so an industry plant refers to an artist who appears independent and self-made, but is secretly backed by the music industry with financial support and crafted narrative. So I guess a lot of the whole industry plant thing is oh, these people are only famous because they know people, or because they have some in with the music industry, and they're not really independent. It's really hard for independent artists to break through in the music industry. I would say it's maybe a little bit easier recently because a lot of people are on TikTok now or on YouTube now, and are more on these types of mediums other than just mainstream. Like when I was younger, it was if you weren't on MTV, then no one really knew who you were. And so it has changed a lot from that point in time. So I do think it's an interesting question of, is her fame manufactured? Essentially, is her fame manufactured, and these label people just took her and ran with her and made her what they want? I do think that calling her an industry plant, or saying that her fame was manufactured, is taking a lot away from her, and a lot of what she's done, and her past, and her talent. And so we're going to go through that today. We're going to talk about her, how she got to where she is. All right. So Tate McRae was, I don't even want to say this. I don't even want to say this. Tate McRae was born in 2003. Every time I hear someone who was born within the 2000s, I'm always what is life? What is my life? How are people born in the 2000s? But she was born in 2003 in Canada. So she's from Canada. She actually started out as a dancer. Her mom owned a dance studio. And so her mom was basically her dance coach her whole life. And she did competitions. She was on America's Got Talent, and did well there as a dancer. So she wasn't even in music to begin with. She was a dancer to begin with. But then eventually she switched to singing and songwriting. I watched an interview, and she was talking about how songwriting is kind of like her therapy, and that's what she uses to get all of her feelings out.
Writing was the only way that I talked about things. As a dancer, you're literally told to shut up, just shut up and dance. And so I feel there are so much pent up things inside of me.
So at 14, she started a YouTube channel, and she would post videos of her songs that she wrote every week. And so that YouTube channel was actually what got her prominent, and she didn't get signed to a record label until 2019. And she's 20 right now, 16 or 17 when she first got signed to her label. So she was independent for a little bit before she got signed to a label. She's also been like really open about getting signed to a label. And so she was an independent artist before she got signed to a label, but then she broke through and got signed to a label. She was signed in 2019 and it's 2023. So during the pandemic, like during 2020, she did, she did get pretty prominent like a little bit with her song called You Broke Me First, which is really, really good. She didn't get to the level of like prominence she's at now, where she was at like 5 billion, listens on Spotify. She like broke through. This is like her, I would say this is like her big break into like mainstream. It's just because she finally got her break, And so I think a lot of people, because they didn't know what she did before, because they don't know, she writes most of her songs. She's very open about it. She has a lot of like behind the scenes videos about how they came up with these songs, how she wrote these songs, what she wrote them about. I always respect people who write their own songs. I think it's awesome that people write their own songs. So I think it's great that she does that. She didn't just like pop up out of thin air. She didn't just like come up with Greedy and then like become this like sensation overnight. It may have seemed like that to some people, but that's not what happened. And before Greedy, she actually was known as the girl who wrote sad songs, and that's all she would write. First of all, I think she's great. Criticize her how you want, but I do think she's great. I think she's a great lyricist. I love her singing. I love her songs. I like her a lot. For her and Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter, I didn't really know any new music, I'm like, I feel like I'm one of those old people that's like, oh, all that young music. Like I didn't know any of it. But then when I started listening to them, I was like, wow, this is great. They're great. I don't think her fame is manufactured. She's been working really hard for a very long time since she was very young. So to act like none of that mattered and none of that got her to where she is today is honestly, it's a little disrespectful, honestly. Like she's great. Yeah. Dipping my toe in some more music drama. I did some Sabrina Carpenter drama and that was really fun. And so dipping my toe into some more music drama with Tate McRae because I love her and she's great. And I really want to go to her concert. So I'm going to try. But that is the episode today. I personally think Tate McRae's great. I don't think she's an industry plant or manufactured or whatever. Tell me what you think about her below and her new songs. And I love her new songs and they're great and they're so good. And her new album, listen to her new album. But tell me what you think below. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep making all these drama videos and hopefully you'll watch. Thank you for watching. See you next time. I'm sorry that you love me. Wait, what is it? Change my mind up like it's origami. Ooh, I'm sorry that you love me. Change my mind up like it's origami.